What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to rank in Google Maps for beginners. This is a Google My Business lesson made easy for 2021. This is actually a replay of a video I made last year. It's very relevant today. I bring out some great tools that are very easy and free to use. If you're a beginner and you want to rank in Google Maps, you're going to love this video. So watch this! So guys, this is my rankings for several clients over the past couple of weeks. Today's date is May 21st, 2021, and the tactics that I show you in this video are tactics that I used for these clients. These are the start of how I start every single campaign to make sure that my clients are set up correctly. So that is Dr. Becker, located in Los Angeles, California. He's a chiropractor, and he's tried other SEOs in the past, and it took a while, but we got him ranked. And this is probably my featured client here. He's a Knoxville electrician. We totally are ranking for every single keyword that he wanted to rank for. Not only that, if you check the image search. So when speaking about Google, we're talking about two factors. We're talking about on-page factors, and we're speaking about off-page factors. The beginning of this lesson is going to speak about on-page factors. For a lot of people who already know a little bit about SEO, maybe the beginning part's going to be a little boring. I'll try to make it exciting. All right. So we have you have your website, your designer, your website designer, or maybe developer designed your website, and you notice that you can't be found for any terms. So now you're on YouTube and you're searching around and you say, hey, I'm going to do this myself. Unfortunately, you ran across me, and now I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, actually, fortunately, because there's a lot of bullshitters out there that make great videos, high production value, get you really excited, and you don't learn anything. Honestly, you think you do, but at the end, when you shut the video down, you're like, I can't do any of that. So I'm going to just show you very, very simply. Okay, so no more talking. Let's get right to it. So the first thing that you want to do, remember, this is for a business, a brand new website, or somebody who's had a website for the past 3 or 4 years and hasn't done anything with it. You want to make sure that your on-page factors are correct. There's a website here called SEO Optimizer. I'm going to put it in the description below. Don't worry about it. You could just click it in the description below. Okay? It's called SEO Optimizer. You put your website in there, whatever it is, John's Plumbing, whatever.com, and then you click audit. And what that will do, it's a free tool, and it's going to show you all your mistakes on your website. You bring it back to your web designer or developer and say, hey, please fix these. The next thing you want to do is, this is a Google tool called developers.google.com. I'll put it in the description below. You put your website in here, and this wants to make this one, what this website does is this Google website makes sure that your website is fast. Google's looking to have your website load in under 2 seconds. I'm hearing about 1.5. They want your whole website loaded. Why is that? It's because of mobile connections. Mobile connections are more and more, and people don't want to wait. Also, screenless connections like Alexa and Google Home, right, where you never see a screen. They want to be able to retrieve the information real quick. So the next thing you want to do is go to developers.google and make sure your site loads fast, at least under 2 seconds. You put your website in, you click Analyze, and just send the report to your developer. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure your website is mobile friendly. At this point, 2019, everybody's website should be mobile friendly. There's a website called testmysite.thinkwithgoogle.com. Once again, you put your website address, you click the next button. It'll analyze your website and let you know that if your website is is mobile friendly. Okay, so I showed you 3 websites. The first one's going to check your on-page factor. Your second one's going to check your speed. And your third one's going to check your mobile friendliness. Let's assume all of those are correct, or they're all correct now. Well, what a lot of people don't show you is they show you techniques, but they show you techniques as if everybody's starting from the same starting point, and it's not true. I've had my website for almost 20 years. I've been building links to it on and off for the past 20 years. So there are some videos that I watch that pertain to me. There are videos that you're going to watch that will not pertain to you because you haven't done the basics yet. All right? So once again, we're going to assume you haven't done anything, or you've done very little, or a guy, your brother-in-law did your SEO 10 years ago. All right? We assume you're at that point. You're going to go to a free website called Majestic. And what you're going to do is just put your URL in. Mine is mindsaw.com. And you're just going to click this orange button. And you want to see what your trust flow is. Mine was a 35 about a year ago. I laid off my website. 2019 is the year of Mindsaw. So I'm going to create some videos on some things that I do for my website to bring it to the next level. It wouldn't be appropriate for you because you're not at that level right now. You've ignored it, or it's brand new. I'm going to say that when you use the website Majestic, you're going to check the trust flow. Now, what's the trust flow? It's basically how much Google trusts the information that's on your website. So, for example, if you had a 0 score, you could put up great content and Google isn't going to trust your website because it's going to think it's a spammy website. If it's a 99, which almost none are, anything you put up is going to rank on the first page. Most businesses I work with are between a 15 and maybe a 36, 37. Okay, so that's for small business, that's basically where it is. I'm assuming that when you put your website in this bar, it's going to be less than a 15. Okay, so go to Majestic, see what your trust flow is, and just write that down. Now, you're thinking about trying to rank for a keyword. You own an insurance firm, you own a real estate office, you own a law office, and you're trying to think of some keywords. Insurance, Florida, cheap insurance, Florida, DWI law in Chicago, right? I'm just throwing out some keywords that you want to rank for. Plumbing in Boston. So you're going to go over to a website called Uber Suggest. If I was looking for it for my company, I would type in, one of the keywords I would type in is website design. And you'll notice that it gives suggestions. Website design best, website design near me, website design company. Well, one of the suggestions that it gave me was marijuana website design, being that that's a new thing that's up and coming in the United States. It's becoming legal. I figured it would be a good idea to create a page on that. Well, I noticed that the volume was probably under 1,000 and the competition was under 50. So I figured that that was a good page to build for. Once again, the volume was 1,000 or less and the competition was under a 50. So here's what I did. The first thing that I did was I typed into Google marijuana website design. I want to know if there's a crime, right? I want to make sure that I could take a look at the crime scene before I get myself involved. So I type, a lot of people don't do this. I go to Google and I type in marijuana website design. And I just fish around and see what's going on. Makes sense? Like sometimes, if you've ever noticed, there's videos on the homepage, there's lists, top 10, right? The first 5 or 6 are top 10 marijuana website design, or top 10 realtors. So I want to see what types of websites are there. And the other thing I want to check out is I want to see what type of title tags they're using, right? Now, I created this website this page about a year and a half ago. You notice the date's still on it, September 6, 2018. And I haven't done anything with it. I was first and second for a while. And I'm starting to drop because people are building links to their pages. I haven't done anything with it, but I could get it back in a month or so. About a month or so, I should be able to get it back, right? So for the point of this discussion, I got it on the first page. It's in 5th or 6th place, okay? So here's how I did it. This is the page. What I did, this is the page that I built. What I did was I clicked, for example, the first, the second guy, the third guy, okay? Let's say I click this one, the second one, 420 Studio. What I did was I copied all their text and I put it into a website called Word Counter. And I just pasted it in here. And for example, they had 720 words on their page. And then the next person, or the first person, had 1,000 words on their page. And I just wrote that down. I wrote down that Janiper had 1,000 words. Cannabis Solutions had 800 words, and Ultra Web Marketing had 1,200 words, let's just say, all right? Because I copied their I copied the page that's ranking, all their text, and I put it into Word Counter. Okay. So I wrote that down, and then I said to myself, okay, so what I need to do is I need to create a page that has at least 300 more words than my competition. So I'll put in 1,500 words, and that's what my competition did to me. I probably only have 1,000, and everybody has more, and they have the keywords stuffed in there a few more times. There's other things. Like I said, I haven't looked at it in a long time, but that's what they did. Okay. So what I did was I created a page with 1,500 keywords, 1,500 words, right? I just created this page with all the words. But here's something that I did that I don't think anybody else did. You notice when you do a Google search, right? And then you get all the way to the bottom, it gives you related terms, right? Search is related to marijuana website design. And what I did was on the bottom of my page, I created pages. Cannabis brand promotion, cannabis website design, cannabis business marketing. These were all the suggestions that were given to me when I did the search a year and a half ago. And I created pages for every related search. I created a page for that. And I put about 500 to 700 words. I keep saying keywords, words. I just created pages, 500 to 700 pages. What you could do is just go to mindsaw.com/marijuana-website-design, and you can check out the page. But on the bottom, I created these pages. And what these pages do, I consider these article pages. These boost up your main page. Google takes a look at that and says, not only do you have enough content on your page, but you also have enough supporting articles on your page, right? That kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I can't write all that content. I mean, we're talking about 1,500 words on the homepage. Then we're talking about 500 words each article page that links to it. You want to go to a website called iWriter. Now, you have to give the people at iWriter great directions. You can't just tell them that you want a page on marijuana website design, because it won't be enough. You want to let them know what the keyword is, how many times you want to use it. Then you want to use a couple of different synonyms of that keyword. So for example, marijuana, cannabis, pot, right? You want to let them know also how many times to use the word marijuana website design. There are programs that do that, but if you go to any website and you just click it, okay, and you press Control F, and you type in the top there, marijuana website design, it'll let you know on this page how many times it uses the keyword marijuana website design. So for the top 5, 6, or 7, do your research before you create the page or before you send the information to iWriter. So it may say that this page has it 7 times, has the keyword marijuana website design 7 times. The other one says 6. The other one says 8. All right, you can't go crazy. I wouldn't do it 27 times, but I would do it, 5 more times, 3 more times, maybe 10, 13 times I would use the keyword, but it has to look natural in the text. And you have them write an article on that. Okay, make sure they break up the article with synonyms of that name. So for example, the name of the article may be the best marijuana website design. And then underneath, are you looking for cannabis website design in your area, for example, stuff like that. And have them break it up. But give them great directions and you'll get an article back with probably about 95% the way you want to see it. All right? Make sense so far? So once you get those articles, you give them over to your website designer or developer and say, hey, I want to add these pages to my website. You give them the main page, the keyword page, and then you give them the article pages. You can use marijuana website design as an example of what you're looking for. You could do something like that. It doesn't have to look like that. It can look however you want. But just let them know that you have your page and you have your article pages that support it. Okay? Okay, so now you have a website, but you still have a problem. And your problem is that your website has a zero trust flow. You have great content on your website, but you still have a zero trust flow considered by Google or 3 or something like that. You need links. Now there's ways to get links. You could ask bloggers. So for example, you could put in insurance in San Francisco. If you're in San Francisco, you have an insurance firm, blog. And you'll be surprised. There'll be people blogging about that. And you could reach out to them and say, hey, I have an insurance firm in San Francisco. I could create an article and we could add it to your blog. And look, I don't know, if you're running a business, I'm just saying that that's a tough thing to do because you're going to have to kiss a lot of fish there because they're not going to be in a hurry to do it. Even if you're real nice to them and you try to friend them on social media and they're like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that guy. They're either going to say you're familiar with them or you're a creep for following them all over the place. Their Instagram, their Facebook, their Twitter, and you keep popping up. So personally, I'd block you. But all right, you know what I mean, right? So you got to get links, and you got to get links quick, but go easy. The first kind of links you want to get are branded links, right? You go over to a website called Fiverr, and you type in the word press release. Try to find somebody who will write a press release about your business. It doesn't matter. Just go to Fiverr.com, type in press release. I like to click top rated seller or level 1 seller and find somebody who will write a press release like this girl, right? She did 902 press releases. And then somebody who will distribute your press release. There are some people that do both. Your choice. But do a press release. But have the link go back to your domain name, not what you do. What does that mean? If your domain name is ABC Plumbing or ABC Law, have the link in the article go back to your website. HTTPS, ABC Law, www.abclaw.com, ABC Law, https semicolon backslash backslash www ABC Law, right? Stuff like that, like however it appears in your browser. But just have it go back to your branded name, which is ABC Law. Do that in the beginning. Try to get some familiarity. You could do a press release like every 6 weeks or so, right? So now your score should start to go from a 0 or a 3 to a 5 or a 7. It's going to go slow, but this is how we do it. You got to go slow. You can't go crazy. Don't go buying trillion links. Don't go, just be careful, all right? So do branded searches. The next thing you want to do, also a branded search. I like to use this girl, Monty Carabins. Monty Carabins. Yeah, I like using her. And what she does is she creates an article that's picked up by Google News, right? You want to do the same thing. She'll write the article. She'll ask you a couple of questions about your business. You send it back, and you want, if you're just starting, have the links go back to your website. They all can't be www.abclaw.com. Right? Some should say www.abclaw.com. Then some should say HTTPS, right? So break it up a little bit. You know, one link here, one link there. It looks more natural. All right? Okay, so you let that go maybe about 6 or 8 weeks. You make sure you set up all your social websites. Make sure you have your Facebook and you have your URL. Right, your domain name on there. You have it on your Instagram, your Twitter, right, and all your profiles. Make sure all your social is set up. I didn't use a tab for that. I'm just telling you, just do that. So now it's about 2 months, 2.5 months. Go to this website called Links Management. It's free to sign up. Go put like $100 or $200 into your account, right? Put a couple of $100 into your account. There's a free tutorial on how to use it, but they have websites that are already established, that have been on the web and for years, and then what they'll do is they'll just go in and add your link. So for example, they'll add, you have to tell them like what you want before and after your link. Looking for a great insurance company in San Francisco, call us today. Insurance company in San Francisco will be the link. Looking for a plumber, looking for the best plumber in Boston, give us a buzz, right? Plumber in Boston is the link going back to you, right? So what you want to do is you could link back to the homepage with that. You could link to that page that I showed you how to create, which is, you know, that mindsaw.com/marijuana website design. You could link back to that page. That's fine. You can link back to some of the article pages, right? So just juice up your website so you could rank for those pages, right? This is just some beginning stuff, right? So I'm going to get some experts that say that's not how you do it. Look, there's 100 other things I could have done, but I'm just trying to show somebody who hasn't done anything and has no clue what to do, a step by step, so they could start to get ranked. Now, as you start to rank for that keyword, throw some more links at it. If you're using WordPress, I highly suggest you get the paid version of Yoast. It's a plugin. It lets you know how many times to use the keyword, how many words to use on the page. It does all that research. Though I do suggest before you look for a keyword is that you type it into Google and you look to see what's on the landscape, as I called it before, the crime scene, right? You want to look around the crime scene before you get involved. All right, guys, so I hope this video helped you. If there's anything I could do to help you, my phone number is 718-227-2300. I also included my email address in the description below and all the links to everything I was speaking about. I read a book last week called Skip the Line, and it was really talking about the 10,000 hours that you need to put in to get great at something. And what Skip the Line basically said was, how can we make that process faster? And one of the ways of making the process faster is hiring a coach, right? So, if you're trying to rank in the Google 3-pack and you came upon my videos and you're watching other great videos like Ron Marino and Darren Marion over at Retell SEO and Chris Palmer, all great SEOs, Chase Rayner, Holly Starks, all great videos. Sometimes this could get a little bit confusing, and sometimes you just need to know what you need to know to rank your website, and you don't have time to scour the internet and watch videos. So, I do one-on-one coaching. If you'd like to get involved with that, I'd be happy to help you take a look at your website and show you exactly what you need to do to rank in the Google 3-pack. So that's a great way of skipping the line and saving yourself a lot of time. Guys, like I say in all my videos, please be good to your family, kiss your wife, kiss your kids, clean up around the house. Do those things because they're really important. And we will see you on Monday. Once again, guys, thank you for everything.